a sip on that. And yes, Sarah, a mason jar is exactly the best way to drink some tea, especially since it's called Southern Breeze. Okay, do you think, Anne? Don't you think it tastes kind of like a wild cherry lifesaver? Like you were eating a wild cherry lifesaver while you were drinking some tea? That's really good. I have to say, so I have tried, I'm making one side too short. I have tried, 5 of the flavors now, I think. Haven't met one I don't like yet. Sorry while I adjust my apron. We've had children in the showroom this week and they like to wear my apron, so I brought a small one so maybe they'll stay out of mine. Okay, let's see. Trish says, have you been using those something for many years? Oh, she's been using those teas for many years and then adds a protein powder. Oh, that sounds interesting. And yes, Sarah, you do have to order the variety pack. Yeah, it is so good. And I just use them like as a treat. Like I don't drink them every day. I drink them, you know, maybe every few days, like maybe 3-ish times a week. So it's gonna last me a long time. Okay, so we are making food tonight for the second half. So I'm gonna quickly put my hair up, and this is food that I will be sharing. So I already warned Alan. So let's see, Marlene, sorry, it is Southern Breeze, and this is shared. It's shared in a couple of our last chats, and it's also shared, oh my dear, what have I done? What have I done? Y'all just have to excuse my hair. So it's shared in in our last couple of chats, and it's also shared on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It's shared on my Amazon list. But this is Southern Breeze pre-sweetened cold brew tea, and it'll be shared again tonight, so y'all can look at that soon. Okay, the second half of tonight's chat is the reason that I got TikTok. So Lily, that works for me, came in and she said, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this recipe that I found on TikTok. And I rolled my eyes and I said, Lily, honey, the last recipe you had me try off of TikTok was a bomb, and that was that custard, the yogurt custard bread or toast or whatever. That was horrible. That was a terrible I didn't like it, tried it multiple different ways, kept thinking that it was me and not the recipe, but turns out it was the recipe. It was terrible. I do not know why it went viral. I have better hopes for the one tonight because it uses one of mine and Lily's favorite things, which is a cucumber. So Lily and I both love cucumbers. When I say love, we love cucumbers. Like Lily, she's not mine. She's just an employee. She's an employee and a friend, but she's 17 and she and I have been practicing growing. She had hers growing in buckets this year. Of course, I had mine in the raised bed garden, but we both had tons of cucumbers and we love them. Like there cannot be too many cucumbers. So I said, fine, what is this recipe? If it involves cucumbers, what is it? And I'll try it. It is a jalapeno popper cucumber salad. Apparently, on TikTok right now, everybody's going crazy with all of these cucumber salad recipes. And since I didn't have TikTok, and I don't know how much time I'm going to spend on it now, I've missed all this. So I don't know how long cucumber salads have been a thing on TikTok. But this one in particular, I know just since Lily asked me about this 2 days ago, I have talked to so many people that have done this specific one. And again, this is a TikTok viral recipe. And I guess viral just means that a lot of people have made it, that a lot more people have made it since it was published. But this one's called Jalapeno Popper. So I love jalapeno poppers. Who else loves jalapeno poppers besides me? So show of hand if you like traditional, real jalapeno poppers. So my son-in-law, Alan, I do. John does. My husband, John, does. My daughter, Casey, does. My son-in-law, Alan, does. But Alan and Casey cannot stand cucumbers. They can't stand them. So I'm anxious to see how this turns out. Vicky says, love them. Lynn's got her hand raised. Rita. Oh, yep. Anne's got her hand raised. So I'm very anxious to see how this turns out because Casey and Alan absolutely hate cucumbers. Like, won't eat them on anything, in anything. Would pick them out of a salad, don't like them. So I have been the sole eater of cucumbers unless I made them into pickles, and they will eat pickles this whole summer. Okay, so this recipe, this is how official this recipe is. If this turns out well, I will publish it as a recipe. If it doesn't, it will be like the custard bread and it will die a slow death or a quick death. That one was a quick death, like it was super quick. This is how I got the recipe. This is why I needed to download TikTok. This is the recipe as it was given to me. And I know this is backwards, but even backwards, first of all, I think you all can see that jalapeno is spelled incorrectly. She did put a question mark next to it because she wasn't sure. It's not. But I don't know if you noticed anything, but on this list of ingredients, where are the amounts? Where are the amounts of what you put in it? There's nothing on here. So, according to this TikTok recipe, you're going to use an unknown amount of cucumbers, an unknown amount of jalapenos, an unknown amount of onions, an unknown amount of cream cheese, an unknown amount of sour cream, a little salt and pepper, an unknown amount of shredded cheese, and an unknown amount of bacon bits. What am I supposed to do with that? Really, what am I supposed to do with that? So, Lily's advice was, remember she's 17, Lily's advice was, oh, here, I'll send you the video on TikTok and you can watch how the guy makes it. She said he gives some rough measurements, but you know, it's not going to say like 1 tablespoon of this or whatever. So I downloaded TikTok at Lily's advice, the 17-year-old's advice. I downloaded TikTok. I watched the video. I watched the video again. I watched the video for a third time. Guess what? We're winging it. We're winging it. The guy absolutely didn't say about anything. He didn't say about a half a cup or about a cup or 6 slices or whatever. Literally, he just took a spoon, dump, 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 dump. Okay, so that's where we're starting. So we're starting with this little purple list of ingredients with no measurements, and we're winging it. Okay, first thing you gotta have though is cucumbers. I'm getting ready to panic some of y'all. So if you were with us a year and a half ago, I actually cut off part of my pinky before one of the live chats, like a couple of hours. Thank goodness it wasn't during a live chat, but I did it a couple of hours before the live chat and could not stop. You know, not going to gross anybody out. Couldn't stop, you know, like what happens after you cut part of your finger off, and had to go to the emergency room. A year and a half later, we are going to be using that same tool to slice our cucumbers, but I just want to assure everyone I have all of the appropriate PPE this time. It has taken me a year and a half to be brave enough to try this again. So everybody just breathe with me. But I have all the appropriate PPE. I have the can't cut yourself gloves. If we get down that far on the cucumber itself, I have the little pokey thingy that that holds onto it. The guy that I got this recipe from was whizzing through this or that Lily got this recipe from was whizzing through this so fast that yes, it's the mandolin. I know, Mary, and yes, Sarah. He was doing this so fast. Oh, the first time I watched it, all I could think was, watch your hands, watch your hands, watch your fingers, watch your fingers. Okay, so we are going to carefully, with the safety gloves on this time, we are going to carefully slice up some cucumbers. And I have decided from watching him, I have decided that it was approximately 2 cups. Let's see if I can make this little thingy work. I have decided that it was approximately 2 cups of cucumbers. So that's what we're going to be going for. We're going to be shooting for approximately 2 cups of cucumbers. And again, we're using all the safety stuff. Oops. Okay, so there's approximately a cup. And I'm going to put those thin slices over here into our bowl. And yes, I am being very careful. And then we're going to start on a second cucumber and see if we can get about 2 cups. So if you all notice, the ungloved hand is nowhere near the mandolin like it was last time. And I'm only doing this because, no, Catherine, I'm only doing this because Lily assures me that they have to be evenly sliced. She says she has tried this several times, or she's already eaten it several times, And she says they have to be thinly, like evenly sliced. So that's the only reason that I'm trying this mandolin again. And then I'll be returning it to my friends that let me borrow it a year and a half ago. Yeah. So believe it or not, they do still want it back, even after I lost part of my finger in it. Okay, let's do just a little bit more. Let's do just a little bit more cucumber. We're probably at a cup and a half now. And I gotta tell you, I don't know, I may go find something on Amazon to put on the wish list that slices a little bit better than this. This thing also, for having cut off my finger, or part of my finger anyway, it just seems kind of flimsy. And let's see, Cheryl says, Cheryl says, took off the tip of my finger using, using that evil device slicing potatoes, yeah. So, okay, so we've got about, I decided that the amount the kid on TikTok did in cucumbers was about 2 cups. So we have approximately, we have approximately 2 cups of cucumbers. His recipe, let me just do a rundown here on points from his recipe. So his recipe, I figured, and we're just going to use the iPad here, I kind of figured that it was 2 cups of cucumbers. So I've got 2 cups of cucumbers put into my Weight Watchers app for the recipe. So I have entered this as a recipe in the Weight Watchers app. So I've got, based on what he had, I've got approximately 2 cups of sliced cucumbers. Okay, that's 0 points. So it doesn't matter if you're doing it my way or his way, that's 0 points. Then he added approximately a half a cup of cream cheese. So I used, and again, this is just from watching him, instead of regular full-fat cream cheese, that would have been 16 points for the whole, this whole recipe is going to make, I have calculated it as 8 half-cup servings. Okay, so 8 half-cup servings. So instead of regular full-fat cream cheese, which would have added 16 points to the whole recipe, I made a batch of my fat-free cream cheese, and the fat-free cream cheese recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So if you go to www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, I'm just going to use my finger here. I know it's just my family that's going to be trying this. If y'all were trying this, I wouldn't use my finger. And what is with all these people wearing gloves on videos when they're making, on cooking videos, when they're making food for themselves? I'm like, if you're the person eating it, I'm fine with you sticking your fingers in it. So I hope you all are too, because really, it's just going to be me or my family. I promise I would wear gloves if I was making it for you. Okay, so approximately a half a cup of cream cheese. My cream cheese has 0 points. So regular full-fat cream cheese, a half a cup would be 16 points. Mine has 0 points. So for right now, we have, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I did, Carol Lou. So I did it for 0. So that's a 0. I still have 0 points. Okay, and then he used about a half of a cup of sour cream. I'm going to use light sour cream. Regular sour cream is 11 points for that much, and you all see how much I'm not measuring, just like he did. So that would be 11 points for a half of a cup of regular sour cream. And then he used 4 slices of regular bacon. That's 7 points. And we're going to update my recipe here in just a second when we get done mixing this. So he used 4 slices of just regular, I said it was just regular bacon. I substituted Applegate non-cured or uncured bacon. The Applegate kind of has a little bit fewer, it's a little bit less on the points, so I did it crisp. You can also find my my crisp bacon recipe on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I did that. Then we do need some jalapeno peppers. He didn't say if he seeded them. He didn't say if he seeded these jalapeno peppers. He did not say if he took the membrane out. He just absolutely did not say. So we are going to, we're just going to finely chop the jalapeno. And then I'm going to leave some of the seeds in, but then I'm going to take some of them out, because Alan is going to be eating this, and Alan definitely has a sensitive tummy. Like he doesn't do a lot of super spicy foods. So I'm going to take the part of the membrane out that has all the seeds in it, and then I'm just going to kind of finely chop up the rest of it. And I know you can't see me, but I'm going to do that just carefully with a regular knife. I'm going to get a couple of those going. It smells so good. Of course, I like the way that jalapenos smell. I'm going to chop up a little bit more of that. So I'm just thinking, for people who absolutely don't like really hot things, like Carol Lou, I know you're not a big hot food person, so if you've had some version of jalapeno poppers but you made it something that was a little bit more bland, like is a poblano pepper, I'm just thinking ahead for people who don't like really hot things, is a poblano pepper, is that cool enough for you, or do you need it to be some kind of even less spicy pepper? Like, would you be able to substitute a poblano in this maybe? And now that makes me want to do this with a poblano pepper. Yeah, just because I mentioned it. Okay, so let's get just a little bit more jalapeno in here, because again, I have no idea how much this kid put in here. Okay, so there's some jalapeno pepper. So right now we've got cucumber, bacon, and remember, if you're chopping jalapeno peppers without gloves, and if you're not, please don't touch your face. So jalapeno peppers, no jalapeno peppers. And Carol Lou said yes, a poblano. So this might be good to try also with a poblano pepper if you don't like super hot peppers. So we've got 0 point cucumbers, we've got 0 point fat-free cream cheese, which again is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. We've got light sour cream instead of regular sour cream. We've got a different, I'll show you what it looks like so far, a different kind of bacon. We've got Applegate bacon. I did go ahead and splurge. Oh, let's see, we need some onions. And I don't cut onions. I don't know about y'all, but it doesn't matter how I cut them. I will be crying every single time, so I do not cut them. I cheat and buy them already cut every single time. I've done all the tricks, the crackers in the mouth, the wet paper towel, the washing it, cutting it underwater, all the things. I don't cut onions. So there is some already cut red onions. Honestly, can't remember if he used red onions or if he used white onions, but I prefer red onions, so that's what I use. So we've got that, and then we have a little bit of, he had just like a sprinkle of salt, and I'm going to use pink Himalayan sea salt, and he had a little bit of pepper. So I'm going to do the fresh ground pepper, and then he did have some regular shredded cheese. So that's the only part where I didn't skimp out. I said that it was about a ½ cup of shredded cheese, and I did not wimp out on that. This is real shredded cheese. It is real shredded, oh, what kind do you call that? Like the kind you would make like queso cheese. It's real shredded queso cheese. I'm gonna mix this up and let this be blending together. He put his in a container like this, and then just shook the heck out of it. Okay, he shook it until you couldn't shake it anymore. I'm gonna be a little more civilized and do mix all of mine together with some tongs, and then we are going to update that recipe real quick to what this one is. So that was 5 points for a ½ cup based on what I think his recipe is. I'm going to update it to my recipe though while we let these flavors kind of meld together. Like he shook his together and then immediately took a bite, and I thought, dude, that's not even, those flavors aren't even blended together. Let it sit for just a second. But I guess you've got limited time on TikTok. I don't know. I guess the time is limited. Okay, so this is looking really good. This is looking really good and blended together. It looks like the cream cheese and the sour cream have mixed nicely together. It smells really good. When I do get a bite here in just a second, I'm going to try and get a bite. Sorry. I'm going to try and get a bite of everything, you know, just to make sure we get all those flavors in here. And then even Alan, who doesn't like cucumbers at all, he has promised me that he will take one no thank you bite. So, I'm super excited about that. Okay, so let's update this recipe real quick. So, we're going to change, I've already got this in the recipe builder. So, I'll put this in the recipe builder on Weight Watchers. We are going to change, instead of Philadelphia cream cheese, we are going to change that to fat-free cream cheese. This cream cheese I'm putting on here will have a handful of points because it doesn't know, like I can't put in my recipe for cream cheese. So that was a 1/2 cup. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. Then we're going to change the sour cream. We're going to take that one off, and we are going to add a light, I used light sour cream. We're going to do that one, and we're going to do that as a 1/2 cup. Okay, then we're going to take the bacon, and I'm going to take that one off, the regular bacon, and I'm going to add Applegate Sunday. It's called Applegate Sunday bacon. Okay, Applegate Sunday bacon. And that is it, because I did real cheese. So without switching the cheese, without changing it to a different kind of a cheese, it went from 5 points to 3 points. So you could even do a different cheese. You could even do a lighter cheese, like you could do a even maybe do like a Velveeta shredded cheese, or if you like lighter cheese, you know, like a lighter shredded cheese, or if you shredded your own cheese. Sarah says she might leave the bacon out. Totally fine. This is your recipe. It is totally fine. Yes, Vicky, the cream cheese like I make it is 0 points. So that cream cheese would be 0 points. But I can't include my recipe cream cheese in the recipe. Like, if you have to pick something that's already made. So it added a handful. So this might even just be 2 points. It might even just be 2 points for this. Okay. So now for the piece de resistance. Let's go ahead and try this. So this has been sitting here for a minute. I'm going to get a piece of bacon. I am going to get, I'm making sure that has a little bit of jalapeno in it. I'm making sure it definitely has a cucumber in it. So I've got cucumber. I can see jalapeno. I have onion. Uh-oh, don't have a piece of onion. Hold on, let me find one. Okay. I have a bite of onion. Whoops. Come back here, onion. Come back. So I've got cucumber, jalapeno, onion. I definitely have cream cheese. I definitely have sour cream. I definitely had sour cream. Salt and pepper was 0. Definitely have the shredded cheese, and I definitely have some bacon bits. Okay, fingers crossed that this does not turn out like that custard bread that was so hideous. It already looks better. This is what it looks like all mixed up. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this one is. Come on, Lily. Come on. Okay. I'm going to say let this sit overnight. All those flavors will come together. That is stinking good. The cucumbers, if you don't like, wow, that's good. If you don't like cucumbers, they are literally just a carrier for all the rest of this. You can't even taste the cucumbers. That's just, the cucumbers are there for crunch, but that's literally it. I'm going to say let this sit overnight. So 3 points, maybe 2 points, 3 points for a 1/2 cup. Jalapenos, cucumbers, onions, cream cheese, fat-free cream cheese, my fat-free cream cheese, light sour cream, a little bit of salt and pepper, some shredded cheese, and some bacon bits. Wow. Okay, TikTok. And weird kid on TikTok. I didn't even get your name. that is actually really good. I know John's gonna like it. He's not a big fan of cucumbers, but I mean, he'll eat them. I think Casey will like it. Alan, I'm a little worried about, so I will let y'all know after I get home tonight, and at 9:20 at night, make everybody in my family try a jalapeno popper cucumber salad from TikTok. That was actually really good. So I'll be putting together how this recipe came together. I'll put that together in the next couple of days and have Casey publish that as a separate post. But that one is really good. So I hope you all enjoyed this little challenge. Not gonna lie, after the custard bread, I was a little bit nervous. This one was really good. I may have to, if I have a little bit of downtime, maybe in the school pickup line, I may have to check out some of those other cucumber challenges, because I still have, if I had to guess, I will probably still get maybe 10 or 12 more cucumbers off of my plants before those have to come out of the ground. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you will try this, because this one did turn out well. And I hope y'all have a great week. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise you'll enjoy it. And then if you don't mind, hit that little subscribe button and then the bell. Hit that little bell so you'll know when we post our next video. But y'all have a great evening, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week. Good night.